Are you getting completely tired of losing out on houses in bidding wars? Or is your real estate market so hot that they're selling before you even get a chance to see them? Well, in this episode of Bald Prairie Real Estate, I'm going to teach you how to win those bidding wars and multiple offer situations like a real estate pro. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Bald Prairie Real Estate, where I educate you about Canadian real estate. If you're new here, my name is Matthew Pfeiffer. I'm a real estate agent from Regina, Saskatchewan, and I do educational videos like this each and every single week, teaching you how to sell or buy a house in Canada. On Tuesdays, we cover one real estate related topic in 2 minutes or less. And each and every single month, I do a Canadian real estate market update so you know what is going on in your market. This video, we're talking about 7 strategies that you can use to help you win a bidding war or those multiple offer situations, buying a house in those hot Canadian real estate markets like we've got going on across the country right now. But as always, we got to start this off with another terrible joke. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I always bring my ukulele with me to everywhere I go. And that way, if somebody asks me if I play an instrument, I tell them I sure do. A little guitar. Okay, so the house you would like to buy is going to be in a competitive situation. You've got a bidding war, multiple offers on the property, that type of thing. What can you do to improve your chances of getting your offer accepted and buying that house? Being prepared is one of the most important things you can do in this process. So of course, you want to have all your finances ordered. That means you've got your deposit, your down payment, your pre-approval all ready to go. You want to know more about why getting pre-approved is important? I talk about it a lot in this channel. Right here, you can check out why it is important. Make sure you are pre-approved before you go out even looking at properties. But when you're in the house, when you're in that showing, you want to be making buying decisions. Am I buying this house? You want to make sure you know where the schools are, what the commute time is, what are the parks nearby. Do as much research about the area and the property itself before you go in, because if you have to then answer those questions after you've left the property, the time it takes to do that might be the difference between being able to put an offer on the house and not, because it already is sold by then. So the attitude you need to have when you're walking into this house, what you need to be prepared for is making a decision on this house right then and there. Are you buying this house or not? Gathering information, knowing what's important to your sellers, and what your competition is going to look like is incredibly important to buying a house in a hot real estate market. And I'm going to talk at length through this entire video about how important it is to gather information and use that to write a better offer, more appealing to these sellers, as well as presenting that offer as best as possible to sellers. We're going to talk about presenting offers to sellers in just a couple of minutes here. But you want to gather as much information about the sellers because you never know what is going to motivate these sellers. Not everybody is going to be motivated purely by price. Some people want to know who is going to be living in their house. They might have a specific possession day they want to hit. So as much information as you can gather about the seller is going to be important, but also have your agent ask how many offers you're competing against. That is also going to determine what type of offer you're going to have to write, as well as kind of what the expected price point it's going to sell for. A lot of really good agents have a fairly good idea if there's one offer in versus if there's 10 offers in, what that house is probably going to sell for. They've done this a few times. They've got a fairly good idea what to expect. So gather as much information while you're in the showing as well. Start looking through, try to figure out who these sellers are and see if you can figure out what motivations they have. Are they an expanding family, for example? They need more space. Are they going to a different city? Are they already packing up? Things like that are very important. Why is this information important? Well, if they're an expanding family, they maybe have already bought a house. So they have a specific possession date that they need to hit. Maybe they're a couple that their kids have long moved out and they're downsizing. It may matter to them who's moving into their house. They raised their kids and their family in this house. It might be important to them for somebody else to be doing the same. Maybe they're moving away for a job. They've already started packing up. Maybe they've already bought a house and they're potentially going to be carrying 2 mortgages if they don't get this house sold right away. So the more information you can gather about what is going to motivate these sellers, what's important to them, and what your competition is going to be, how many offers are going to be in there, is going to be very important. So gather as much information. Speaking of informational education, that's what this channel is all about. So if that's what you want to learn more about, go ahead, hit that subscribe button right now, and even give me a like if you found this informational. That'll help more people find these videos and educate themselves more about Canadian real estate. Let's do each other both a favor, hit that subscribe button. As part of your information gathering process, one of the things you want to know is what possession day works best for the sellers. Most on the listing, it'll say like 30 days negotiable, something like that. But ask your agent to find out what possession day works for them and figure out if that is one of the most important things to these sellers. Price is not always the most important thing to a seller. So maybe they need a little bit of a longer possession day because they haven't found a house yet, or they're waiting till school ends, or till a house that they've already got in construction is completed. Being able to be flexible with your possession day might be what tips the balance so that your offer gets accepted over another offer, even if that offer is more money. So if you can be flexible, but know when that possession day that those sellers need, that's something you can give them. That's gonna give you a much better chance of getting your offer accepted, even if it isn't the highest dollar value. One way to avoid a bidding war is buy a house before anybody even sees it. And good buyer's agents, that's what they're looking for each and every single day. Want to know more about what a buyer's agent does? Right here, check that one out. But good buyer's agents are spending each and every single day looking for houses that are not yet on the market that they can take their buyers to go see before anybody else does. And if you can find one that's not on the market, you might be able to write the sellers an offer before anybody else sees it, get that house locked up, no bidding wars at all. Or if it's just on the market, you're the first one in, you have the first opportunity to write an offer or gather more information about that house if you need before other people see it. So getting these houses as quickly as possible or before they hit the market is a big advantage to you in those hot real estate markets. This is a strategy that I have seen being used successfully, and I've also seen this go horribly wrong. It is kind of a high risk strategy or tip. If you're buying a house in these really hot Canadian real estate markets, you're probably used to seeing houses go up on the market on a specific day. There's gonna be a certain number of days for showings, and then all offers are to be presented and reviewed at a specific day or time. So a preemptive or bully offer is when you write an offer to the sellers before that review date. For example, maybe all offers are going to be reviewed on Monday. You write the offer to the sellers that is available to be reviewed on a Sunday, and it expires Sunday night. So the sellers are forced into making a decision on your offer before any other offers come in. That way you're not competing against other buyers. This strategy, though, becomes null and void very easily in many Canadian housing markets because there are rules or forms that can be signed by the sellers that instruct their agents that they will only review offers on a certain day or at a certain time. So if the sellers have signed that, your bully offer is absolutely no good. No point in even writing it if that's in play, and your buyer's agent will be able to find out if the sellers have signed that or not. But let's talk about it. If you can use this, what do you need to do to make this work for you? Again, the sellers are saying they're going to review all offers a specific day. So if you're trying to get in there first, you've got to make this worth their while. You're probably not going to get a lowball offer accepted in one of these preemptive bully offers. You're going to make it worth their while. So it's got to be a price or a possession day that works for them, that is so good they can't pass it up, and they're going to not look at potentially any other offers that might come in. So this is a strategy that you can use sometimes, as long as the sellers have allowed this to be an option. So you're gonna have to find out beforehand if this is even an option to you, but it is a tool in your toolkit when you're buying a house. Having your buyer's agent present your offer directly to sellers is one of the best ways to stand out amongst the crowd. Many of these places are going to see 10, 20, or 50 offers. You need to stand out amongst those, and having your buyer's agent present your offer is absolutely going to do that. Because you've gathered all that information, you know what motivates these sellers, what's important to them, your buyer's agent is going to be able to present to these sellers why they should accept your offer. So maybe they have a specific possession day that they need to hit, Well, your buyer's agent can convey to them, hey, you need June 15th possession date? Don't worry, we can hit that for you. Maybe these sellers, it's really important to them to know who is buying their house. Well, who knows you better than your own real estate agent? They're going to be able to convey to those sellers, this is the family that you want in your house. This is why it's important. So all that information you've gathered, your buyer's agent is going to be able to use that, present that offer, and it's going to stand out because not many people have a buyer's agent presenting offers to them, especially if you've got a really charismatic buyer's agent, maybe a bald one. That's going to help you get that house. So use that to your advantage. Have your buyer's agent present offers to sellers. Buying a house in a hot real estate market is going to be a piece of cake with these 7 tips I've just given you. I wish it was just that easy. As I was writing the script for this video, I was working with buyers who are buying a house in a multiple offer situation. So we are using some of these tips. Hopefully we get them this house. Let me know in the comments below if you think I was able to get them that house. If you are buying a house this year in Canada and you want to be connected with a fantastic real estate agent in your area, I'm going to put my contact information below so you can get a hold of me, and I'd be happy to connect you with a fantastic real estate agent. If you're a first-time home buyer, don't worry, you probably get first-time home buyer questions, and I got you covered with my first-time home buyer answers right here. First-time home buyer playlist can answer all of your questions. If you want to learn about real estate in 2 minutes or less, I got 2 Minute Tuesday right here. You can check that one out. As always, guys, thanks very much for watching.